All right, so I'm just on my way home from our group class today. Great turnout the past couple weeks. Really, really happy about that. I think we had today again like 10 or 11 dogs, all working alongside each other. Really nice for owners to connect that way for their dogs to get that kind of exposure and to learn through other people's experiences and have their questions answered. And I'll point out things. So really good experience. I have a client I've been working with. She watches. She might see this video, and it says, you point out a lot of narcissism, and she basically, I think she was asking, like, what narcissist hurt you? It's like, well, yes, of course. If anyone who's astute, they can see there's some kind of psychological motivation for how I speak strongly, but there's also, and I go, in the neurodivergent world, us autistics, when we're speaking in our little secret groups, we tend to think that a lot of people are narcissistic. And there's levels, right? There's just the one person who, they care too much about their appearance, but they are genuinely nice. They would, when it comes down to it, usually be there for another person. And then there's just the vampires who are just they don't care if you die. It's as long as their fulfillment gets met, that's all that matters. And we're talking about they'll do this to people that they love, relatives. It doesn't matter. And then, yeah, so again, it's not like everyone's a narcissist, but to some degree, most people, when you're drowning, they're going to save themselves first, right? And that's an extreme situation that you won't get put in with a narcissist, but they're going to destroy you in a relationship. They're going to get argumentative when you try to correct them as something that they're doing is not the best way, that they're wrong, right? Criticism is not a skill set for them as far as taking it and applying it. They will react to you if you're not someone, because they're very smart people and they're very good at sensing who they can get their supply off of. So they treat people like me who zeroes in on that like kryptonite. So they'll either avoid me, act a certain way, try to gaslight me, say things, and again. So it's well, yes, and I won't get too specific because I'm just not in the mood to talk about but yes, I was raised by a narcissist. To this day, that person still exists and they still act narcissistic. It's just how it is. It just, and it is, I guess, a driving factor of why I speak about it so much, because I dealt with it in relationships. And well, maybe you're a narcissist, you talk about it so much. I'm in sensory overload all the time. I really have a hard time thinking about anything that's going to be fine. Believe me, I would go about life a lot differently if I was a narcissist. I would not be hyper self-aware. I would definitely not be trying to do good all the time and feeling guilty and whatever. They can be misunderstood, because when I'm having a very hard time with something, my needs have to get fulfilled first, but it's not these psychological, emotional, it's literally a physical need to get order in my body and sensory system. So it's very different. It's very different. It's like somebody's saying they're burning versus, I can't make an analogy right now, but yeah, narcissist. So yes, and then I've just encountered them. I'm in Los Angeles, there's tons of them. And again, it could be everything from the person who's letting his dog bark and it's affecting other people on a Sunday morning, and they don't even regard that that would be an issue for others, because people listen to their music on their phones in public without earbuds, things like that. I would be mortified. I'd be so embarrassed, and I would be so it's not cool. You don't do that. Other people got shit going on, right? So I don't think a lot of people take that mindset. And me and a lot of people, most people on the spectrum, we tend to be more overly empathetic. Not that we're better. It's believe me, it's our own demise, because we're just full open, unfiltered in life, and it's hard. But certainly not that. And maybe you're not that either, but there's people who they're a little too much of something else, and it's well, you're putting yourself, your your ego, your sense of self, your ability, your inability to feel emptiness and to understand the karmic level that you're just one bit of energy that's in this time and place with billions of other bits of energy that are going to change and flux over endless eternity and whatever eternity prior to eternity, right? So these are just things that people they're very bad with these days. And I think we're raising people to be this way. We're overly inflating the sense of self and I in our children. We're also abusing people to make them have to compensate to create a stronger sense of self and I to be able to navigate life, because they had such a hard time in their childhood. It all comes down to your childhood, right? So again, that's why I talk a lot about narcissism. And quite frankly, they're the hardest people to work with. They're impossible to work with their dogs. They will constantly react to me. They try to make me feel bad. They pull the emotional card. But I feel, but I like, but the poor. They all go that route. So that's why I talk a lot about narcissists. I date. I see what's out there. I meet these people. I'm forward, open, take time. I engage. I answer questions. These people, it's got to be on their wave. And if you try to get on their wave, man, they're cutting your line, Burkhart. If anyone gets that reference, I'll give you $1. But yeah, that's why I really don't like narcissists, and I'm proud and I'm pleased if I am the kryptonite for them, because I hate them. They ruin everything good. All our politicians, all of this. All of them. Someone had a thing where they thought I was political. They're all terrible people. They're all terrible, just in different realms. Where I say, oh, I go to Alaska, there's less people, but there's narcissists. They're the white beard narcissists. They want to show their look in this other way. They want to have it their way, but it's just different. It's driven by other ideologies, but it's still narcissism. At its core, the computer's still the same. It's just running different software. Anyway, thank you for listening again. Thank you for subscribing and doing all that good stuff. This car's going to blow my inner peace out, so have a good day.